My name is Suresh Verghese. I'm a leadership facilitator. I'm also faculty at Great Lakes Institute of Management, Chennai. And I have a corporate background, and currently I help leaders change behaviors to perform and succeed with work success as well as personal success. Sridhar?
Great, thank you, Suresh. Hi, this is Sridhar Krishnan, specializing in the IT services industry, where I do a whole lot of digital consulting, mostly focused on the energy industry. But I've been in this business 25 years in various sorts of leadership roles across a few different countries, across a few different levels of leadership as well. And I've also been in the corporate L&D space. That's me, and I am based in Bangalore.
Ravi?
Thank you. Good morning, all. I'm Ravi Bhuttapuri, here based in Chennai. I'm now a corporate training and learning facilitator. I also mentor managers. Have a background in IT, but for the last 10 years, I've been conducting workshops and helping people in their professional lives. Thank you.
GNR?
Yeah, my name is G.N. Radhakrishnan, commonly known as GNR. That's the way people call me. I'm a visiting faculty at Great Lakes Institute of Management, and I also do a lot of training in the education sector, especially schools. That's what I do.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I worked in the corporate for about 16 years, and the last about 30 years I've been consulting and training.
So we have one of the issues or topics that you brought up about GNR. I'm reading the statement here. Participant states in a program, giving negative feedback to a colleague strains the relationship. That's what you mentioned. Is that what it is? Is there anything else to it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
So let's start with our takes. Do you want to go first, JNR, or shall we start again with Sridhar and go around?
No, Sridhar, why not?
Okay, Sridhar, go ahead. What's your take?
Not too uncommon, actually. It's something that all of us do encounter. When it comes to giving negative feedback to a colleague, obviously somebody managed with some care and sensitivity. Now, assuming that GNR, that in this situation, that this is not a reporting relationship. When you say colleague, I'm assuming that this is not a manager-subordinate relationship. But if it's a matter of peers that are not in that sort of a direct reporting relationship, if it's a matter of sharing feedback laterally in that fashion, to me, that what occurs to me is sort of a three-part. There are perhaps 3 or 4 principles or rules that we can bring to this. Right? Number one, with any feedback of this nature, the first rule is always be permission based. Ask, it's always the courteous right thing to ask for permission. Hey, I watched the presentation you made, or I watched how we are managing this conversation with the customer, or just some other incident, right? I have a few things to share that might be of help. May I? No harm in asking. The right way to start, right? So that's number one, permission based. The second aspect that comes into play here is one of empathy, right? So if I'm going to give feedback to a colleague, especially around improvement or some sort of negative feedback, I should first put myself in that person's shoes. What might they be sensitive to? Is this a consistent behavior or a consistent deficiency of some sort that you've been seeing regularly, or is this a one-off? And if it's a one-off, is this worth even picking up? Anything that you can think of and putting myself in that person's shoes will help me approach this better. Number 2, right? So it's permission, it's empathy, right? Thirdly, the third aspect is credibility. The credibility, I think, perhaps has sort of a part A and part B to it. One aspect of the credibility is intent. Why am I bringing this up? What is my intent, and how genuine is that intent? if my intent is that, hey, there is something in this for both of us and it's good for you and it's good for the team, that I share this feedback, that is good intent and that's got to come across. Anything else, if it's not, if there isn't a bona fide intent to it, then that's going to get in the way. The second part of the credibility is, am I the right person to offer this feedback? If, for example, this has to do with, hey, hey, I was witness to that customer conversation that you had, and I have something to say. It will help if I ask myself, okay, do I have the sort of a skill myself in order to be credible that I am the right person to be offering this feedback, or am I with customer relationships, with customer conversations myself, or am I seen, right? So being aware of that. So to me, that's how I would approach it. So there is the permission aspect, there is the empathy aspect, there is the credibility aspect, and hopefully, if I apply all of that, that's my take on that. Suresh,
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right. Ravi? Yeah.
Ravi?
I think Sridhar's covered quite a bit of ground. If I may, I'll add two things. One is the skill with which you give that feedback is going to make a huge impact on how it is received. Obviously, empathy comes into it. The way you word it, the way you make it, the way you get it across. If it is about the past and you're beating them on their knuckles, it will not go down well. Whether it's a subordinate or a peer or a leader, doesn't matter. But if it's about the future, and that's where the intent comes in that Sridhar is talking about, and it's only with that intent that I would like you to do better going forward. This is perhaps how you could try, and it will be even better if you try it this way, without ever talking about what went wrong in the past. It's a very delicate dance, finding the right words to do that. I think that would be very nice in terms of being effective in giving that feedback and not causing any rupture in that relationship. On a lighter note, Sridhar said, may I have your permission to give you feedback? And I agree with that. But in India, people will never say, no, don't give me feedback. They'll be polite and say, okay, give me the feedback, even if they don't want to hear it. So I think we have to have some amount of judgment, discernment on, is this person the kind of person who will take feedback from me in the right spirit, that in the spirit I'm offering it. So obviously, that relationship will tell you. If you know them very well, you can take that liberty. So for example, the four of you, I feel so comfortable. Say, can I tell you something? And I know that you guys will not misunderstand me or misunderstand my intent. So those are the two things I can think of at the moment.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank
JNR?
Yeah, I think Ravi and Sridhar covered the whole lot. And classical way, I think they've explained it beautifully, the way it should be given. So let me just share my experience with you in this, that many of them are very touchy. And as Ravi rightly said, they will always say, yes, can I give you a feedback? They will never say no. But they are very touchy. Right? When I say touch, like actors, you touch them, it breaks them. So whatever the best way, like the way Sridhar explained and the way Ravi explained, very process oriented, very beautifully given. I think it leaves a bad taste, and one has to be very careful. Even if it's a relationship that if they are a touchy type, I think especially to colleague, you need to think twice. Though classically, that's what the idea of giving a feedback is, to not only get the other person do better, it's also supposed to enhance the relationship. Basically, giving and taking feedback is supposed to enhance the relationship. But I just talk from my experience that there are some people who are very touchy, and at the end of it, they somewhere keep it at the back of the mind, and are not comfortable. So whoever it is should be careful about this touchiness aspect of the other person.
Okay, so going back to the problem statement or the issue you brought up, participants states in a program giving negative feedback to a colleague strains the relationship. So if I were to hear that from a participant, giving negative feedback to a colleague strains the relationship. For a moment, I'm going back to the source, which is this participant probably having an experience of giving negative feedback, and as you all said, having an experience of a strained relationship. Now, this is a thinking in the mind of the participant, probably because of a response or body language that the other person, feedback receiver, must have displayed. Now, the source or this individual who has felt that strain, I would actually question that with the person who's bringing up this feedback, saying, how do you know the relationship is strained, first of all? Secondly, to go back to what Sridhar said and all of you said, seeking permission is extremely important. Seeking permission as to, can I give you some feedback? And even then, even if it is negative, now the word negative I'm taking to mean as direct feedback or unsolicited feedback. However, if feedback is feedback, and if it is given with the right context, with the right introduction, and with the right intention above all, I think it will be much better received. So I would actually go to the source or the person who gave this feedback in the program, stating, how do you know? Have you sort of gone down the ladder of inferences to check, is this an assumption that you're making? Or do you know it for a fact that the person has taken it negatively? Assuming that the person has actually fact-checked this negative thing, negative impression, then I would definitely go back to what all three of you said, which is seeking permission, being empathetic about it, and focusing on the value addition that the individual can give. So that's my take on it, in addition to what the three of you said.
If I may add a little bit to what Sridhar and GNR said, I think since people are sensitive to receiving feedback, certainly one should avoid giving that in public. We should do it one-on-one, and also be a little sensitive to, is that person in the right mood? If they are in a troubled state, very distracted state, you're not going to be effective. So just being a little cognizant of that, sensitive to that, and making sure it's in.
So what comes to my mind are something that all of you would definitely know about, which are the 4 steps of nonviolent communication. The 4 steps of nonviolent communication state, step number 1, state your observation as it is. Facts separated from assumption. State your observation, and then state how you're feeling. So separating the feeling from the observation also. And the third, to be able to say, this is what I want to see happening, especially if it's a boss giving feedback to a subordinate. This is what I want to see happening. And the fourth is stated as a request. Can we do this sort of a thing? This is in the book called Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg, Dr. Marshall Rosenberg. So this is what comes to my mind immediately as 4 things that probably people can do if the feedback is a little tough and difficult to give, yet you have to give it. You have no choice but to give it, especially if you are in the shoes of a boss and giving that feedback to a subordinate. And there we are minimizing chances of this touchy-feely feeling that people might carry away after getting that feedback.
Suresh, if I may add one more time, if I'm the boss, I don't think I should be too worried about the touchy-feely part when I give feedback, in the sense, I want to do it right. I want to do it with the right intent. I want to do it with the right skills. And I want to do it one-on-one.
Sure.
Now, after this, if that person is still going to feel hurt or offended, tough. I'm doing my job. But I think what Sridhar said is, am I the right person, has one element of, what if this person is a boss, a senior person in the company, or a peer, or somebody who doesn't report to me? Then it becomes a very delicate matter. But if that person is reporting to me and that feedback is related to delivery, related to their job responsibilities, I think I would go with the fact that it's my job to give feedback.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, outside of the reporting relationship, it is very sensitive, and therefore permission has to be sought. Can I give you some feedback as to what I observed? Seeking permission and then giving that feedback is good. Within the reporting relationship, you are right. The boss can take some liberties with giving feedback. And yes, you are doing your job. Yeah, absolutely.